Good morning, good morning. How's it going, everybody? Good morning. Welcome. It's a Monday morning, December 15, 2025. Yes, this morning, going to be the last morning. I'm going to be doing a session with you for a couple weeks. I'm going to be heading down south with the family on that vacation that I was telling you about. We did the challenge a few months back to raise funds for a family cruise, and so we are doing that. And so we're going to be heading, making our way down starting tomorrow morning. So before I headed down there, I wanted to make sure we got together one last time before the new year and looked at some of the trending tickers, and most importantly, want to take a look at Bitcoin and go through Bitcoin and show you what I am seeing with respect to institutional buying and selling that has been taking place on the charts. Okay, so good day, good day. Yes, nice to see you all. Thank you for coming. All right, good morning, Paul. And then 9 o'clock, we have our class that we're going to be doing with students. So we're not going to take up too much time this morning. All right, so let's get straight down to it. First thing I want to look at is reviewing the headlines like we like to do. Um, we'll go real quick through them. U.S. stock futures rise as big week of data kicks in. Okay. Uh, Futures rise. Let's take a look at the S&P, okay? So we've been talking about the S&P with major demand in play. So what do we know to be true? When major demand is in play, we are expecting price to go higher, period. So we are bullish the stock market, as we've been saying, and it's just a matter of time until they start pushing price to the upside. We had this area of supply. If you remember, we were talking about this area here. And I told you we could bring it forward because, well, it's like the concept of support becoming resistance, but through a supply and demand lens. Price is coming down, testing this area a couple times. It's likely that we see the push from up here. Okay, so we are bullish. We maintain our bullish stance with the S&P 500 and across the board. Roomba maker iRobot goes bankrupt, plans Chinese owner. Yeah, I saw their stock. Horrible. Did you see that? Did you take a look at that? iRobot. Look at that thing gapping down to a buck 30. But they rallied it up to 550. Something. What kind of nonsense was this? Oh, look at that. Why back in November did they have positive earnings? Look at this. Okay. To offload shares. Look at that. They offloaded shares to unsuspecting traders right before they dumped it. Phew, crazy. Crazy, crazy. We were looking at that one, I think, last week, weren't we? Yeah. I said stay the hell away from it. Um, Microsoft, AI Edge, US Tobacco, OpenAI, Apple, Google. We've looked at all those before. Oracle, we've looked at that before. Microsoft, we looked at that. IBM doing well. Nvidia. Let's see what Nvidia's up to this morning. Um, look at the weakness, okay? Look at that weak candle that we got on Friday. So what have I been telling you with Nvidia? I said this is not a good time to buy. Why was that? Well, because when we look at the weekly chart, for instance, it's got a bearish sentiment to it. Why? We don't have institutional supply in play, no, but there's nothing to stop price from dropping down here. There's no institutional demand areas here. So there's nothing to stop price from dropping down to 160, okay? And the last area that was contacted of supply, institutional supply, took place here on the daily time frame, okay? This is institutional supply here. And they rallied price into it once, twice. So the pressure short term is to the downside. Okay? So Friday, you see the big drop in price. I would not be touching this one. Okay, let's see what else we got. iRobot, okay, that, okay. Let's get to Bitcoin. Tesla's in the news too. Let me see what Tesla's doing. TSLA. A little bit of a rally up. Again, I wouldn't touch this one either. Okay. Is it bullish? Yes. Let me show you something. Okay. Is the monthly chart of Tesla bullish? Yes. But you know what? The last area where there was significant buying took place here. Okay. That significant buying took price up here, and now it's pausing. Okay. So it's either they come in with new buying to push price higher, or they're going to retrace it to where the last area of buying was. Weekly time frame, is this bullish? Yeah, it is. Why? Because the last significant thing they did was buy, but it was down here. Okay, you see the same theme happening here? Okay, so price rallied, yeah, but then it paused. Okay, they were only able to get it up as high as here. So typically what happens is after significant buying, they rally price up. What they're going to do is they're going to offload some shares, and then they slowly spill price over down to towards those buying areas again, where they fill in more orders, and then they shoot price higher. Okay, this is what typically happens most of the times. The other times, they need to come in with new buying. Okay, they came in with buying, they rallied price up, they paused price. They need to come in with more buying to produce new areas of buying. Okay, to rally price up from those areas, and then eventually retrace them to buy again in the future. I would not be buying at these highs. That's for damn sure. It's too high up. All right, so I would stay the hell away. Yeah, it's gapping up. I would not touch it. Even because look, here's the deal. An amateur trader would say, "Oh, you wouldn't buy it up here? Okay." And let's say, there we go. Okay, and let's say price did eventually go higher. Okay, an amateur trader would say, see, you should have bought it because it did go higher. That's what an amateur would do. Okay, a professional trader doesn't react that way. A professional trader says, oh, okay, it went up higher, fine. From my perspective, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to locate which time frame they're creating that demand area, and I'm going to just wait until they drop price to that demand area and then buy it. Okay? You don't worry about it rallying. Let it rally. They're showing you exactly where the buying area is. So let it rally. They're showing you where the buying area is, what time frame it is. Okay? You just got to be patient and wait, because they always will drop price back down. You just have to know what time frame they're doing that on. Okay, so that's Tesla. I won't get into more of that, but let's go into Bitcoin. So I opened up some positions on Bitcoin. A little too early, but that's fine. So I'm out of those long positions for now, and I will be looking to get back in again. All right. So let's break this down exactly what has been taking place on Bitcoin. All right. So I told you that we are bullish Bitcoin, and the reason behind this is because on the monthly time frame, we have a significant buying zone that came into play right here. Okay, so this tells us that over the long term, price is likely going to go higher. Period. Okay. All right. Now on the weekly time frame, we don't have any type of bias right now because, we have price down at the lows responding to that demand, and we have institutional supply that was created here. Okay. Now, up until this exact point, which I will illustrate to you in a brown circle, up until about this point here, we were bullish on the weekly chart. Okay. But the second their buying zone got taken out, medium term was not bullish anymore. Okay. It became bearish. And so it dropped to realign with the higher time frame buying zone. And now longer term we're bullish, but medium term, not so much. There's no bias here because now we're officially in a range here. To break out of this range, we need that supply area to be taken out, and then it's going to be to the upside. But for that supply to be taken out, we need a push to the upside. Okay. And what's going to facilitate, what would typically happen in a situation like this is on the short term time frames, we would see momentum shifting to the upside. Price would rally up towards that area of supply, eventually remove it, and then we'd have price continuing long term to the upside. So on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame, we had bullish price action. Okay. What was the bullish price action? The momentum shifting on the daily time frame. Okay, this is based on the RSI system that we've been using and practicing and working on over the last several months. It's been extremely accurate in dictating the buying pressure coming in from the institutions, and so this is what we had. The first drop into that institutional selling area or buying area, monthly demand zone, we can see there was strong selling coming into that area, all right? So there you have the RSI being extremely weak, well below that range that we're looking for around the 40 RSI, okay? The second dip into it, again, was weak. So we weren't expecting anything extravagant to the upside. Price rallied up, contacted an institutional selling area that we had mapped out here, okay? This is the latest area of institutional selling on the short term. And the last drop that we had, RSI was in that range, okay? So for us, that was a bullish signal because this is what typically happens, right? The momentum starts to shift to the upside and we see the buying pressure coming in when price is reacting from a higher time frame area of demand. But in this circumstance, what happened was price rallied back up into this area of supply. Now, listen, the conservative way to trade this, and I've been telling members, is I'd be waiting for that daily area of supply to be removed, okay? Because you think about it logically, right? If you have price dropping inside of a major institutional demand area on the monthly time frame, we need to see momentum shift on the daily time frame for there to be that momentum that we expect here on the weekly time frame, okay? The momentum to shift to the upside to hit that supply to eventually remove it. But if we know that on the small time frame there was institutional selling taking place here, how do you know officially that buying is taking place? Well, we saw the buying down here. We can tell you that for sure there was buying down here. But how do we know that there's going to be buying on the short-term time frame to get price up to that weekly area of supply? Well, the daily area of supply needs to be removed. Hands down, that is the answer, okay? And so I told members that, daily supply zone, that would be the conservative way to trade this. I wanted to jump in early. I was pretty sure that price was going to rally up here and break through that area of supply right now. I didn't see any reason why it wouldn't. But it turns out that the banks are not ready to push it up to the upside. They were buying here. That's for damn sure, okay? Buying here, and buying here. But not enough buying right here, which would typically happen in a scenario like this. They would buy right here, push price to the upside. Well, instead, they contacted their area of supply and they are selling. So this is why I posted the chart last week with respect to each time frame. I wanted to give you a picture of what was taking place because it's important to understand the storyline. Monthly time frame, we're bullish. Weekly time frame, in a range, but expecting momentum to build to the upside to eventually enter into that weekly area of supply. Now we need to look at the daily time frame. Daily supply was in play, so short-term pressures to the downside, especially after it produced that basing candle and then the bearish momentum candle to the downside. And on the 4-hour time frame, what did we have? We had bearish. Okay, why was it bearish? Well, because supply was in play. Okay, bearish with supply zone in play. And so what happened was supply came into play, and what did I tell you? It was going to move down until institutional demand came into play, right? And lo and behold, what took place? Institutional demand came into play, and look what we did. Look what price did. Rallied from 87,000 all the way up to 89,000. So now we have this dynamic here on the 4-hour time frame. So we have this range. We have supply above. We have demand down below. We're going to play out this range until it breaks either to the upside or to the downside. Which one is it going to be? I don't know, but I'm going to be watching. Because for me, the signal that they're going to take this higher comes down to the daily time frame. This area of supply needs to be removed. So I am going to get back into a long position on Bitcoin, and I'm not going to presume that they are going to make a move until I see them make the move. So I'm going to be sitting very quietly, watching the charts. I'm bringing my laptop with me because tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, I'm going to be taking off. Maybe I'll do some work in the office before I head down. But I'm bringing my laptop with me. It'll be with me the whole time that I'm on my trip. And I will be checking charts. I will be posting charts. I'll still be active in the community. I'll be posting new trade setups. And if this one breaks to the upside, produces a zone that I like, I will be posting that trade setup as well. So this is what I'm going to be watching for this week. Okay. I'm still bullish because they are bullish. It's just short term. They are bearish. We're going to wait for this to switch bullish again. And then I am going to be pouncing on this sucker. Okay. Got in a little bit too early, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Let's see. I see some of your comments. Very nice, Kev. You and your family have a nice and safe vacation. You earned it. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate it. Can I ask when you'll be doing a COT report again, video again? Soon, in the new year. Everything will be caught up by the new year. I'll be back from my trip early January, and then we'll start doing the Arujo reports again. For members, detailed analysis of the CFTC data, and then I'll be doing those videos again, okay? I've been catching up with all the data. They're releasing data really, really quickly, so by the first week of January, I believe they'll be fully caught up. Longs look best at the monthly demand zone. Yeah, you could do that too. You could have traded the zone, easy breezy. Yeah. I'm still waiting for longs after daily supply zone to remove strongly. Yeah, Troy, that's the way to do it. BTC seems to accumulate at 89.90. Watching 4 hour for accumulation patterns will give us the key signal. Yeah, for me, it's that daily supply zone, guys. Don't worry about 4 hour. 4 hour could break out of the range to the upside. But even though it breaks out to the range, it'll still be in supply, okay? A demand could be created, it could drop again, okay? That daily supply zone needs to be removed. It's the only obstacle keeping price from rallying up, all right? Here, let me show you something. If I do this, okay, weekly supply there, and then I do this. I will sync it, and I will sync it, and then you see it on the here, okay? So look, this daily supply zone is the only thing keeping price from rallying up, which is to contact a supply, weekly supply here. So you see that open space? There's nothing there, okay? This open space here, between here and here, there's nothing here on the daily time frame to keep price from rallying. Once this daily supply zone breaks, price will rally easily from 97,000 to 110,000, okay? Mark my words. Once that breaks, you'll see the news saying, oh my gosh, look, it went from 97 to 110 so quick. Did you see that? I'm telling you it's going to do that before it does it, okay? Once that daily supply zone gets taken out, that's it, okay? This thing is going to shoot up. All right, folks, I have to eat a quick breakfast before I get ready for my session with students. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Hope it was helpful to you. And if it was, great. Like the video. Hit the like. I got to get my viewers up. This isn't stupid. How many viewers I have is just ridiculous. There's not enough people that understand what's going on here. And I get it. They don't understand the language. They watch the video and they're like, oh, I don't understand these concepts and principles. Well, that's good. It's going to take them watching these videos over and over again to learn this language. But once they learn the language, there's no turning back. All right. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. I'm going to miss doing the live sessions with you. But I will keep in touch with you guys through the social media channels, especially the Telegram channel. And I'll be sharing pictures of the trip and all that stuff. So maybe I'll do some videos and stuff. All right. Thanks. As always, appreciate it. You take care of yourself. Have a good one.